Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today, I'm giving a bit of like a story time video of my time when I went to France on a school tour last year. Some pretty crazy things happened. I'll be leaving out a bit of the things that are too crazy, things that I don't think I should mention, but I'll mention most things. So before we get into this story time video, make sure you like and subscribe and do all that jazz. And if we hit 10 likes, I will give all of you individually a hug. Okay, that's good. So make sure you like and subscribe and the horse spaz. Okay. Okay, so like I said, we went on a school tour to France last year when I was in first year, and started off pretty normal. We went to the airport, we got on a plane, we flew off to France, and I can't remember what happened much, but I do remember Disneyland. It was quite the extraordinary time at Disneyland, actually. So yeah, I was at Disneyland and I was with my friend. Okay, I can't use their real name. I'll just say, let's call him Chungus. I was with Chungus. And me and Chungus were just walking around, and when we got into Disneyland, we got into the actual park. We didn't know what ride to go on, so we went and we found a ride and we went up. But unfortunately for us, the teacher who was with us was in the line for that ride with a lot of how you say this, lick arses that went on the trip, and they were going on the ride with them, which I mean it's kind of weird, a fucking 40-year-old woman going on a ride with a load of 13-year-olds. But anyway, also another guy who was in that who wasn't really a lick arse, I guess. His name was well, I can't say his name, but we'll call him Hitler for now. So yeah, me and Chungus, because they saw us and they were like, oh yeah, come on with us, and we were like, oh well, we didn't want to, but we couldn't just say no, so we went on that ride anyway. It was pretty fun. I sat beside Chungus on the ride, but then Hitler, he was there, and eventually we said, why are we still going around with the teacher and these lick arses? So when they went into the toilet, we were like, okay, this is our chance, let's go. So me, Chungus, and Hitler, we ran away from the rest of them. I think there was another guy. I can't remember who he was, but he was also there. So yeah, then we broke away and we were like, okay, now we can actually go on some rides without teachers behind us. So yeah, I can't remember all the rides we went on, but I remember we went on a Finding Nemo one. It was like turtles or something, and you went around the turtles, and it was quite a strange one because obviously I was there with Chungus and Hitler, but there was only 3 of us, which means one of us had to sit beside a stranger. And because no one likes me, I was the one sitting beside the stranger. So we were in line waiting. There was some strange people around us, people with their families, but like some really dad looking people that were just like, you could just tell they were just weirdos, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, so we got on the ride, and this guy he was wearing a Darth Vader mask. He sat down on the ride beside me, and behind the mask, like it wasn't a full-on mask, it was like a mask with like string at the back, and on the back of his head, he had the most crinkled head, like literally just he was bald, and his head looked like fucking wrinkles all on the back of his head. I was like, that makes me feel sick. So anyway, this guy was on the ride, and he was like screaming on the ride. I was looking at him and he was just screaming. He was like, ah 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 ah, and I was there like, oh, please don't hurt me, because I was scared of him. He was like screaming as if he was like saw somebody who just got murdered. I was like, what the fuck? And then eventually it came to a part in the ride where we went up like really high, and we kind of stopped. I can't remember why. I hope it was part of the ride. I mean, so yeah, we stopped, and we were kind of like really up high, and we were just looking down, and he turns to me, and I'm just there trying not to make eye contact, and eventually I look over at him, and he's just there, and he's like, are you scared? And I'm just there like, no. It's like, I don't know what this guy's gonna do to me. I'm just like, no, I'm not scared. And then he just goes to me, "'Cause I'm absolutely terrified right now." And I'm just like so confused. I'm like, okay, say, I don't know why this ride's freaking designed for like people who are my age, and you're like 2 times my age multiplied by 7. I'm not good at maths, so. And yeah, and he just says that, and I'm just like, okay, well, this isn't really scary, you know. So I'm just like, yeah, okay. And I just look away from him, and then he like looks forward and just starts breathing really heavily, like. And I'm kind of like sitting there, like, not sure what to think, because this is like a 40-year-old man terrified on a Finding Nemo ride. And then the ride takes off and we go down really fast, and he just starts screaming so loud that I couldn't believe that he was even allowed in the park. Like, I'm surprised, like, I wouldn't be surprised if the people on the other side of the park heard him and complained about the noise. He was just like, ah! And I was like, okay, stop shouting, man. You know what I mean? And eventually we got off that ride, and me, Chungus, and Hitler, we went off to another ride, and we went on like a few rides, right? But a lot of them, yeah. So not a lot happened on most of them. But then we went on this one. You know, we didn't know what to go on, and we just saw this one. I think it was meant for like, you know, 6-year-olds, but still, it was like one where you got in like a weird rocket ship. It went around like a circle, and like if you pressed on a lever, the ship went up and down. And we said, you know what, why don't we just go on it? You know, we have nothing else to do. So we went on this, and you know, it looked pretty cool. You know, you press lever, you can go up really high, you can stay at the bottom. So we got in, you know. I look around, I see Chungus flying in the air in his, I see Hitler going up and down, and I'm like, okay, let's press on my lever. So I do, and it just doesn't move. So I'm like, oh, maybe you're not supposed to push it, maybe you're supposed to pull it. So I start pulling it. Nope, doesn't work either. So I'm just there, sitting there, with just on like a ride for 6-year-olds. Which, I mean, if you went entirely 100% like up into the air, okay, it might have been like kind of cool. But I was on the lowest it could possibly be, unable to go any higher. And I'm just like, fuck. I'm just gonna have to sit here till the ride is over. And then to make things embarrassing, an entire school, like, who was also on a school tour, I'm guessing, were like in line. And I'm just there, I'm like, don't look at me. And then I was so mad. I was like, I wasted my money on this ride. I was so mad. And then eventually we got off, and we started walking away, and we saw this fat woman, and she just fell over. Oh, it was really funny. Yeah, nothing really else. She just fell over, and I just started pissing myself. That was pretty funny. Anyway, and then we were walking around trying to decide what ride to go on, and I was just like, hey Chungus, what time is it? And Chungus whips out his phone, and he whips it out, he's getting a phone call, and he never realised, and it's from one of our teachers. So he goes, hello, and the teacher says some stuff, and then he just looks at us, he's like, guys, we were supposed to go to this place for school or for dinner with the entire school and half an hour ago. And we were there like, what? So eventually we find a place, we walk in, and the entire rest of the school that were on the trip were just sitting there looking at us like, where the fuck were ye? And we were like, well, we didn't know we were supposed to meet up. And we just like, it was so funny because we already had eaten, so we just like didn't eat anything. We were just sitting there like, oh, okay. uh Now that I say that, it wasn't as funny as I thought. Oh well, hit the like button anyway, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. If you want more videos like this, let me know. Peace.